From Winterfest secretly being removed to an Easter egg everyone missed, these are 30 things you never noticed in Fortnite. There's a secret on the map right now that gives you the rarest item in the game, but you need to be extremely lucky to find it. Eventually you'll come across a rift encounter that spawns Lil Whip in his ice cream truck. He isn't an enemy, but if you decide to eliminate him, you'll actually get a Ranger assault rifle. You can only find this here. And speaking of exclusives, this week the item shop was updated and people were shocked to see this glider. It hasn't appeared for 1400 days because it's part of the exclusive NVIDIA bundle, but considering thousands of people bought graphics cards just to get this, it was a big mistake, and then an hour later it was deleted. But a trick that could save your life is hiding in the reality augments. Normally CHUG cannons take 20 seconds to recharge, which makes them pretty useless, and well, it turns out you can use the CHUG gunner perk instead, which drops you a cannon that reloads 5 times faster. But one of the most surprising updates happened yesterday, which completely ruined Winterfest. At the start of the event, we were told that it would last until January 3rd, but Epic just removed it an entire week early. You can't find Sergeant Winter's truck anymore, and he's taking the presents with him. You should also say goodbye to snowball launchers because they have vanished out of nowhere. Well, don't worry though, because Fortnite has given us an interesting replacement. Normal rocket launchers are back in the game. While they weren't gone for long, this next weapon was originally vaulted 3 seasons ago. Yep, the heavy shotgun has also returned and in every single rarity. They haven't made any changes yet, but who knows? This could become super powerful over the next few days. Now, Fortnite has been around for half a decade, and I've still never seen anything like this. In Chapter 4, players are loading into the game and noticing that something's missing. In fact, everything's missing. Textures are nowhere to be found, creating a checkered paradise. I mean, this just looks wrong. But an Easter egg that went completely under the radar can be found at Frenzy Fields. Just make sure you're wearing the Doomslayer outfit and then talk to Sunflower. She'll give you a secret piece of dialogue that says, "Hey, I could use some help growing potatoes if you're free." I know it sounds like a generic line, but this only appears for Doomslayer, and it's actually a subtle reference to a meme from like 2 years ago. While you probably can't run Fortnite on potatoes, you can still shock everyone with this insane mobility trick. If you place a floor on a wall, lean against it, and then place a stair while mantling, and you'll get launched forward. It is the simplest way to get around the map without dirt bikes. And so if you're enjoying the medieval theme, get ready for the first crew pack of 2023. It's been officially announced as Guildheart, which is a cross between a knight and a deer. You'll be released on December 31st. If you haven't gotten this month's crew pack yet, you only have a few days left before she is gone for good. Maybe you want to spend that time breaking Fortnite. Well, there's a guaranteed way to go to space. No rocket required, just find a dirt bike, impulse grenade, and shield keg. Throw the keg on a ramp and then break it to make it land on the bike. Once that's complete, just throw it on an impulse and you'll get super launch. So let me know if you find Elon's car up in space. Or maybe you could use this flamethrower instead, because Fortnite is actually adding one to the game after years. You've always had to rely on fireflies to set something on fire, but now the burst flamethrower is here and it spits fireballs at people. This could release any day now, so make sure you're ready. Speaking of being prepared, I wish I knew this secret a few weeks ago. If you're playing Fortnite and the loveless rift encounter appears, it's a blessing in disguise. It might feel like a hassle to eliminate her and then open like 6 safes, but did you know there's a way to do all of this in like a second? Pull out your trusty shockwave hammer, and not only will it get loveless out of the way, but every safe will be destroyed instantly. So if you like playing strategically, you'll love the upcoming Guardian Shield item. Thanks to a new update, we know exactly when it'll release. The Week 5 challenges have been added to the files, and they give you XP for using the shield, but more importantly, they are scheduled for January 3rd. Yeah, we'll be able to try this thing out as soon as next week. While you're waiting, look out for a pistol vending machine because you could find a gun that nobody is talking about. They're selling revolvers, and it's the only way to get them, and it gets even crazier. Thanks to a secret feature in Chapter 4, the revolver can be upgraded by using the pistol lamp reality augment, which will actually increase your magazine capacity to 9 bullets. That'll be insanely overpowered after you combine it with an unreleased item. In the files, people have discovered something called the Big Bush Grenade. Instead of the Chapter 1 bush that you have to physically put on, this one will be throwable. I can already tell it's gonna be super controversial, especially with the Bush Warrior perk. But if you want an unreleased feature right now, there's a secret way to enable first-person mode, and it has everyone freaking out. If you place a dirt bike in creative, then drive into the helipad prop, it'll force your camera to glitch out. If this is even remotely close to what first-person will look like, I cannot wait. And we are also excited for Fortnite's new vehicle. The launch of dirt bikes has been a massive success, and everyone wants to know what happens next. Well, even though you can't use car mods on a bike, that doesn't mean upgrades aren't possible. Epic is currently working on 2 more versions of the motorbike called Cruiser and Sport, and I wouldn't be surprised if cars get removed because of this. And that isn't the only game-changing feature coming. The Oathbound drone is making its way onto the island, and this will allow you to summon your own owl. It's a robot that you can control to scan the area, find the location of players, and even mark them for your team to see. People used to do this with guided missiles, but this is gonna be way better. And soon the oldest items are going to be upgraded. Over the years, consumables have evolved to med mist, shield kegs, and even slap juice, but it means classic items have been left behind. Med kits and shield potions have been around for so long, and now that we're in chapter 4, I think we can all agree 10 seconds for 100 health, it kinda sucks. Not many people pick up med kits anymore, and for years we've asked Epic to change it, but now they're actually gonna go the extra mile. Instead of fixing the cooldown, they're reworking it entirely. Soon, when you heal yourself, you only use what you need and keep the rest for later. But if your squad's already gone, there's a trick to win on your own. If you manage to get these 2 perks in a single match, you'll be unstoppable. The first one you need is Party Time to float up to the sky. Now combine it with Mechanical Archer to get a shockwave bow, and you'll be able to throw the remaining enemies into the storm. Luckily, something that's a little less broken is the new Power Guitar. It's another weapon that Epic's working on, but instead of using shockwaves like the hammer, it'll have a boombox effect. If you remember what the original item did, this guitar sounds a little overpowered. But don't worry, this time there's a catch. You'll have to time each hit with the beat of the music, so if you perform it perfectly, you can delete your opponents. And you'll feel even more powerful with the next movement mechanic. That's right, we only just got hurdling, and although it's disabled right now, Epic is already working on wall running. It could be a perk or work by default, but it'll literally let you sprint across walls. I mean, just imagine the clips you could pull off with this. If Fortnite wasn't already turning into Titanfall, there's also a double jump and jump slide in the works, so there is plenty more to come. And the same can be said for the 5 upcoming exotics. There's a new breach shotgun, and just from the name, it sounds like we'll be able to shoot through walls. Another is the speed stacking shotgun, and I can only guess it'll shoot faster each time, but at least the knockback SMG sounds pretty self-explanatory. And if you love the red eye and twin mag SMG, well, get ready for the exotic versions. Speaking of upgrades, some NPCs are going to have special abilities, making it even more useful to hire one. Just like a normal follower, you can give them gold to help you out for the rest of the match, and recently we've been able to give them commands and even get revived. But soon, some of these NPCs will be medics that'll offer you healing constantly. Basically an inventory of meds for the whole game. And even though we only just got Mr. Beast and Giannis, Fortnite is already adding another person to the Icon series. Blake's Power is going to join the game in 2023 with his own skin and set. We don't know exactly when he'll release, but he'll be the first Brazilian YouTuber in Fortnite, expanding the Icon series even further. You can also expand your locker with a ton of rare items returning after nearly 4 years. The Vault Shop has appeared once again, meaning you can grab the toothpick axe, freestyle outfit, and even the vivacious emote. But all the attention has been focused on the CHIPSET wrap, which seems pretty innocent on the surface, but it's caused some huge controversy. It hasn't been in the shop for 776 days because Epic made it exclusive to Secret Labs. If you wanted it, you had to buy a $600 chair, and they promised it wasn't gonna release again. But guess what? It's back, and players are furious. Now, even though Winterfest was canceled, the cabin is still standing. While you collect your daily present, make sure to check the fridge because there's now a secret every 24 hours. One of these is a dinosaur that was left by Epic's senior programmer, and he has a tradition of hiding dinos anywhere he can. But you probably missed that reboot cards have also evolved. At the start of the season, Epic was forced to fix a huge bug that broke Chapter 3. Reboot cards started sinking to the bottom of the ocean and could even break builds when falling. And that's not the worst part because they were on a killing rampage and actually took out players. And it's not the only secret players missed because there's 2 special rift encounters that no one knows about. Peekaboo has her own tower of tires as a trampoline, and Drift has a mysterious setup where he's working on some interesting tech. They're both disabled for now, so you cannot find them in game, but hopefully they'll release next update. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.